Well, good morning, everyone. Here we are on June the 18th. The 18th, and we're having thunder showers and rain. And I didn't think it was supposed to be all that muggy today, all that humid, but at least indoors it seems to be quite humid. Then again, it's raining and it's hot. So how can we not have humidity? Anyway, so the brain's not functioning all that quickly this morning. What a day we had yesterday. Man, that was incredible. Absolutely incredible what the Lord's doing. Nothing to do with us, everything that He's doing. We have to be very careful with this, that we don't take credit for anything. Um, we've seen it coming. It's been building up to this. It hasn't caught us unaware, and we're just so happy, so happy, so happy. Man, you guys made me proud yesterday. You really did. We'll talk about it more on Wednesday, but you really made me proud by the way that you stepped into it. I mean, we've talked about that swing. You guys, all the weight that you have, you leaned into that thing. Man, you knocked it out of the park, I'll tell you that. And we are stepping into a new season, without a doubt. And this morning in Proverbs, we in Proverbs 27, we come across some stuff that's kind of related to what we're going through right now. Verse 18, it says, "Those who tend a fig tree will eat its fruit, and those who look after their master will be honored." So looking at that fig tree, in whatever ministry we're involved in, because we are attentive to it, because we are faithful to it, because we've been called to it, it is our responsibility, and we're always going to have some investment there. It's always going to be, we'll always receive some of that fruit, whatever we're involved in. It'll never be about our needs. The Lord will always be taking care of our needs. But we will, as we tend to those things, as we tend to those ministries, it's like when I pray over people, I get to taste a little bit about what the Lord is giving to them. When I'm praying over somebody and suddenly he's just giving them peace, he's washing them with peace. I get that. I get to experience that. We will always get to experience whatever it is that we're ministering in, and that's important for us. And we have to tend the fig tree well. Down a little further, there's some things that we need to consider as well. And down in verse 23, and it says, "Know your flock well. Pay attention to your herds." Understand that most people, their base of their finances are their flocks, their herds. There's other enterprises they get involved with, other things that are going on, but that is their base. That's the base of their wealth. It's like when you go in for a mortgage or something, they're looking at your income. They're looking at what your salary is, because that's your base. And it says here, "Know your flock, pay attention to your herds, for no treasure lasts forever, nor a crown generation after generation." This to me is talking about the fact that we move through seasons where there's plenty. There is a supernatural provision. There is a great flow that is going through, and then there's others that not so much, because there's other things going on, and for the moment that isn't flowing, and that's fine. So what advice we're being given here, what wisdom is being shared, is that be a good steward of what the Lord gives you. Be a good steward of your base of finances. Be a good steward of that. You can't always give it away. Listen to the Lord. If He's telling you to give it away, there's a thing here where it says, "When the grass goes away, new growth appears." So when the Lord says give it away, okay, it's going to be replaced. It's what He does. But there's other seasons that He tells you, manage this well. In other words, you don't give it away. You manage it well. But this thing here, when the grass goes away, new growth appears. Now look what happens when new growth appears. And the plants of the hills are gathered. Then the lambs will provide your clothes, and the goats will be the price of your fields. There will be enough goat's milk for your food, for the food of your house, and to nourish your young women. Sometimes the Lord moves out the old growth. He has us pass it on, give it away, whatever. You get rid of that. So new growth can come in. And then new growth is going to prosper what you have at hand. It's going to prosper what you have naturally. It's going to grow what you have naturally. And out of this comes all kinds of provision and all kinds of stuff. This is a deeper thing. It's not a light thing. It's a thing that takes some pondering, some considering, some application. Where does this fit in? How does this apply to me in my situation? What season am I in? And you look at that. But this is a wisdom that is given for that season. When the Lord tells you to give it away, it's because new growth is coming in, and that new growth is going to multiply what you have. It's going to multiply and provide for all your needs. And that's the way he operates. If you can accept that, if you get the faith to accept that. So, some really good stuff here this morning to go along with what we were doing yesterday. And we're in a new season, and it's going to take greater wisdom, greater openness, greater risk, people, and in a place where fear is cast out. There can't be any fear in this new season that we're entering into. And yesterday you demonstrated that. Yesterday you were very generous, and you set aside fear. And that's the season. That's what he's called us into. He needed us to see what this little church can generate, and that we can overcome any fear that would try to be an obstacle to us. It's going to be a great new season. You be blessed, be encouraged, and have a great day. Be used by the Lord. And look around to see the season that you're in.